Man, still Mills. What's the diz here, man? Peep game, man. We got to talk about this presser. This Wilder Fury press conference, man. Whoever advised this man to not speak during this press conference is a fool. Honestly. I can understand if some, I can understand someone saying, you know what, I'm going to hold my composure because if I say something, I may regret the aftermath. I might fuck this nigga up right now. It won't be no fight. On that, I can understand. You just want to hold your composure. We'll do all that talking in the ring. If it was from that perspective, I can understand it. But all the antics going on within the press conference is just something I can't get jiggy with. First off, you got Malik Scott looking so sweet. Okay, watch out, babies. Watch out, watch out.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You got Malik Scott looking so sweet right now. First off, like even I want to address the fact that I think this is everybody should be speaking on this. Everybody wants to talk about the glove gate and the cheating allegations and all that. All right, cool. So now you have a trainer in Deontay Wilder who said, you busted my eardrum in sparring. You're 6'9", 260 pounds. Yes, you can do that. So what the fuck is this entire glove gate shit about then? He said it. I've been saying this shit since it happened. Like, what makes y'all think a 275 pound man that's 6'9" is incapable of putting that type of power behind the shot? Regardless if he's a power puncher or not. Regardless of that. We talk shit about Leo Santa Cruz all we want and him being pillow fisted. He has the ability to knock somebody the fuck out in his weight class. So now you take a dude who is outweighing somebody who at his heaviest is 40 pounds bigger than him. And he's 2 inches taller than him. ¿Qué pasó? Go get it. He has a 2-inch height advantage and a 40-pound weight difference between the two of them. But when he did it to Wilder in a sanctioned boxing match for a title, we got Glovegate, we got Spike Water, we got a crab in a bucket referee, a disloyal trainer, all conspired against him. But your trainer in the now can sit here and tell you, you busted my eardrum in sparring. You're a 6'9", 260 pound man. Of course you can do that. So he can do it to you in sparring, but he can't do it to a smaller dude, weight-wise, stature-wise, physical-wise. Not height, but size, girth, width. He can do it to you in sparring, but he can't do it to Deontay Wilder in a fucking match with no headgear. Your ears are covered in sparring. No headgear. He's incapable of doing that to Deontay Wilder. Like, bro, this shit, I don't think people understand how much niggas put their foot in their mouth dealing with homie. Whether it's him or Malik Scott in this case, in this instance. And the shit is really becoming like, how are y'all not seeing this shit? How do you sit here as you're a warrior, bro? Yourself, Malik Scott, you're a modern day gladiator. How do you sit here and just answer all this nigga's questions for him? This isn't Tyson Fury versus Malik Scott. This is Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. All the evidence that you said you had piled against this man from a year and a half ago, we're waiting for you to still substantiate them claims. And you don't think your fans and followers want to see you bark on this nigga? Bark on him. You don't think they wanted to see you say, bro, like, I'm really like about to fuck you up next month. Like, it's like you getting carried out on a stretcher, my nigga. Like real rap. You don't think they wanted to see that shit? You could talk that shit to Brian Custer. You could talk that shit to Fight Hub and Sam Watson's twins. You could talk that shit to 78 Sports. But the man you got the most, the man who's the culprit for all these feelings you harboring, you can't express that to him in the flesh. That nigga standing right, he's sitting literally, it was a podium between the two of y'all. You couldn't look that man in his face and be like, hey, like, bro, it's really about to get ugly for you. You couldn't do that. In a press, you couldn't do that. This is the whole point of this whole thing. To sell the fight. The fight is already selling itself, but this brings more attention. If y'all didn't, you're that boisterous in the first two fights, but you not boisterous here, and the whole fight is predicated on the fact that you are saying he cheated you to beat you. Like, y'all gotta make this make sense. Y'all gotta make this shit make sense. None of that shit that went down 3 hours ago makes sense. None of it. And bro, he got Malik. Bro, he BG'ing Malik Scott. Malik Scott look like he his little BG. Like, man, man, I'm gonna have my little BG talk to you, my nigga. Like, come on, man. Come on. That's the shit the big homies do on the block, man. I had one of my BGs come over here and yada, yada, yada. I had one of my little bros come over here and yada, yada, yada. That's how we got Malik Scott looking. This nigga put his headphones on and just sat there, And then, as much praise as Wilder is getting for these new for these new skills that his newfound trainer is acquiring with him, what else is he sacrificing, to be in a position where he can teach? Because Breland gets all the flack in the world. He said that on one of his interviews. Well, now y'all been telling me for years to get rid of Mark Breland. Now that I do, everybody critical of me. It's the fact that how you got rid of him and what you're doing after you got rid of him. Because it wasn't like Malik Scott doesn't have the fucking he doesn't have the background in the boxing pedigree of a Mark Breland, and he doesn't have the wizardry of a Mark Breland neither. Mark Breland is a dude who he's what, in his 60s? Oh, not even close. Not even close. When Mark Breland was in your corner, you was adamant on just launching the right hand. You was adamant on that, with just launching the right hand. No work off the jab, no hook off the jab, no counter the body shot with the uppercut, no body work, no head movement, no footwork. You had no interest of adding to your arsenal to be a solid, fundamentally sound boxer. You had no interest in that because you got drunk with the right hand. And the minute you got exposed for it, now off with Mark Breland, you want to be trained now. You want to learn. Because you even said that in the Dominic Brazil fight. We going back to the basics for this one. You said it in that fight. We going back to the basics. Never happened. So now you clip Mark Breland after you just sully the man's name. You drug that nigga through the fucking mud. And you even had the nerve to get mad when he clapped back at you. Like, my nigga, what the fuck is you on? All right, so now here comes Malik Scott. And you want to learn. You want to learn, but at what cost, though? I'm willing to humble myself enough for you to teach me and tell me what I'm doing wrong if you stroke my ego. So I'm willing to learn as long as you tell me I'm a modern day Muhammad Ali or I'm 10 times better in the ring from a skill set standpoint than Muhammad Ali ever was. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, this shit is really like, wow. Like, this is, it's ridiculous. You know, Tyson, you know, Fury is looking at you like, you know, taunting you. Like, bro, like, so you just not gonna speak? The dude is taunting you. You have been telling me for a year and a half that I cheated you. I had to come up with some way outside of the norm in order to beat you. And now that I'm here in your face, you can't look me in my eye and tell me that? He told him he's not good enough to do what it is that you're trying to get him to do. The minute he gets hit, he's going to revert back to Deontay Wilder. And I 500% agree with that. He should have had a tune up to really refine those skills. Because even if he did acquire those skills and he's able to put them to use, he's not going to be able to put them to use at a high enough level to where they're effective against a nigga who's been doing what Deontay Wilder is trying to do at 35. He's been doing since he was fucking, when he started boxing a decade and a half ago. Like, man, this shit is just really getting ridiculous. And the fact that you didn't even speak. Yo, homies want to see you real life bark on this nigga like you bitch ass nigga. Like, I'm about to fuck you up right now. They want to see that shit. I personally wanted to see it. I did. I wanted to see all of that. I did. If this is what it's going to be, it at least entertain me. You did none of that. You just put your headphones on. Hey. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace to the God, man. What you do? What did he do in the get down? When one of the reporters asked him, one of the white reporters asked him what it is that he likes to eat. You looked over to your secretary. Tell these white folks what I like to eat, and you got up. He got up and he left. That's what he did to Malik Scott. Lil Bow Wow playing Kobe. Rest in peace to God. Rest in peace to both them niggas. The GOAT. But when Bow Wow went over there and got outlined in chalk by Kobe, he took out a fresh pair of J's and gave them to his man. Hey, lace them up for me. That's what he's doing to Malik Scott. And this nigga seems to be okay with it. Like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm good. This is what, there is no way in hell any of my niggas would ever do I would ever put them in a position where they got, hey, this is my little BG, right? We talk shit all day, yeah. What's some day one niggas from my hood? Hey, man, come talk to these. Go handle that. Unless the feeling is mutual to the point where they know, all right, bro, I know bro, don't worry about it. I got him. Different ball, because you know my temperament. Wilder is a very obnoxious, boisterous type of individual. That's what's gotten him this far. All the shit you done said in these interviews for the past year and some change. You couldn't repeat all that shit to the man that's sitting right next to you in your face? Your opponent, the same nigga that you accusing of doing all this shit? This shit crazy, my nigga. Like, what are we doing? Mark Breland, Kenny Porter, Kenny Bayless, Tyson Fury, and all them Sugar, they all conspired against you. And you don't have you ain't got no riders in your corner like that. That's gonna tell you, nah, my nigga, no. Even though the action is speaking louder than words. Even though the action is speaking clearly louder than words, because you're trying to learn fundamentals. You're trying to expand your horizon as a boxer. That right there is proof enough that you know it was inadequacies that got you in this position that you're in, where you're a challenger and not the champion. But you still have this slight bit of fucking ego in your subconscious that says there's nobody on earth that could have been able to do that to me. So now I'll let you teach me. I'll let you teach me how to box as long as you tell me I'm better than Muhammad Ali ever was in the ring, or I'm a modern day Ali. Like this shit is wild style, and niggas is just really just rolling with the punches. Niggas is rolling with the punches, letting them just enabling this nigga to continue doing what he's doing. Nobody's telling them Wilder, bro. Niggas have been telling you for years, you not nice like that. You have a thunderous, earth-shattering, intergalactical right hand. If you had more ways to set up that right hand, you could be one of the greatest to ever have done this. But you're drunk with the fact that you had 10 title defenses on less than adequate competition. Far less. Far less. You get all the credit in the world for the Luis Ortiz win. I give you that. But who else? You've been all out of the top 20 since you became a champion. Besides Luis Ortiz. And there's people who have speculation that you cherry-picked Tyson Fury. And because you dropped him in the first fight, you was hell-bent on you just know you can rectify that. You can do the same shit in the next fight. And now here we are. It's been your fans who are just, I remember clear as day Teddy Atlas breaking down your fight with Arthur Spilka. And they are telling you, bro, you need to sharpen your tools. Because when you step up, it's going to get ugly. And last February, you got Shabba Ranks as a motherfucker. And you think the world is against you. Everybody had to conspire against you to stop you, and that's not the case. How the fuck does a Kenny Bayless that docked Tyson Fury a point? It was a 10-8 round in there. 9-9 round. Because Kenny Bayless was looking out. Kenny Bayless was interjecting on all the clinches. Doing what it is that he could do possibly in his power to see that you got to the 12th. Or that you could at least get your legs back up under you. He gave you a fighting chance. Crab in a bucket referee. He was drunk when he came into that fight. A disloyal trainer who saved your life. Your power is generated from your legs. I don't give a fuck what you're capable of doing. You was not capable of conjuring up enough strength in your legs off Tyson Fury's head, not in that fight. You were way out of your element. Legs was gone. Everybody saw it. But because you're so egotistical, oh man, you know what I'm capable of doing? Yeah, when you have your legs. We saw that the first fight. In the 12th round, yeah. In the 10th round, yeah. Late in the fight, you're able to rally up and throw something disastrous, but you can't do it if you don't have your base solid. And you wasn't solid. So now it's just this. I'm really starting to. Your ego is really, after this press conference, is really highlighted after that press conference. Your trainer is like, what in the fuck? This is not Tyson Fury versus Malik Scott. Nobody wanted to hear from Malik Scott. We wanted to hear what the fuck we wanted to see all of your feelings manifest in that moment, and you tell Tyson Fury that shit. That nigga was within a podium. It was a podium standing between the two of you. That's even wilder. It wasn't like y'all was at separate ends of the table. No, it was you right here at the podium and Fury. And you threw your headphones on and didn't even speak. I don't give a fuck if niggas is talking about your team. Your team probably advised against that. That's fire them advisors. Fire them. Because this was your moment. This was your moment to let that nigga know this was your moment to set every question you had to put that man on the spot. You could have, Every question you could have possibly have thought of within a year and a half, you had an opportunity to put him on the spot. You could have had questions that haven't even been surfaced yet, that you've been thinking about within your cerebral. You could have brung them bitches out to the light. But you didn't. You chose to stay silent again. You chose to stay silent. And with your headphones on, just like, bro, I understand the silent killer or whatever, man, but no. Even in the press conference, this nigga's telling you, man, you're not good enough to do what it is that you're trying to get him to do. You're not good enough to do that. You're not. I do think Fury is slightly, no, I don't know. I don't know. I think Fury understands Wilder's, the danger in this fight, and Wilder is coming in more focused than ever. So I don't think he's underestimating him. I just think he's like, I just think he feels like you can't fuck with me. You can't beat me. You can't. And he said that in the first press conference. You can't beat me. You can't beat me. And this was after two knockdowns in that first fight. You can't beat me. He told him that. You can't beat me. So I don't even think he's underestimating him. I just think he genuinely feels you can't fuck with me. And now I have 3 and 4 and 5 training camps combined to game plan for you. You cannot fuck with me, my nigga. That's his get down. That's his get down. He's telling the minute I hit him, he's gonna revert back to trying to take my head off. And he has a point. That's how I think it's gonna happen. Wilder's gonna become this defensive wizard where he's slipping shots at point blank range, weaving hooks, stepping back off uppercuts. What? Like, no. What Malik Scott is trying to teach him is trying to develop his brain, and it's just, no, bro. You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta dribble the basketball before you shoot it. So, why couldn't we see everything that you've been saying the past year plus said to that nigga in his face is what I want to know. Why couldn't you sit there, bro, why is you sitting there and there's people who were saying that you shouldn't have said nothing. The boxing bro said, nah, man, don't say nothing. That's not your game. You're not witty like that. You're not. But that don't mean you don't need to be witty to talk your shit. You don't need to be witty to say, bro, I'm about to fuck you up. You don't even know, my nigga. You don't even know. You don't even know. On top, when Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders after the face-off, he was looking at him and shaking his head like, nigga, you just don't know. But this is after talking. You didn't talk like, bro, like, ooh, I really can't wait to express what I'm trying to say to you through violence. You couldn't do that. You just let one of your little BGs talk for you. Like, well, man, who was that said, Cam, how you older than me and you still a little nigga? That's how you got Malik Scott looking right now, bro. Malik, that shit is not, bro, you was really stroking his ego and you were catering to this dude to a point where it's detrimental to him. You're not helping him out by doing the shit that you're doing. You just allowing this nigga to mark you like that. Hey, man, I don't want to talk to them. Holla at them, bro. Handle that. What if you said, nah, you got it, champ, go ahead and talk to him? What would his response would have been? Nigga, what? You a warrior, your goddamn self. You want to tell this nigga to... Man. This shit brazy, my nigga. I can't, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Everything, your fans have been wanting you to speak to this man in the manner that you've been speaking to all these interviewers, and now that he's in your presence, you can't do it. Like, dude, man, come on. Come on. You could have told that nigga where the glove at. Wasn't you supposed to bring the glove? Wasn't you supposed to bring where the glove at? We want to see the glove. You didn't do none of that. You had ample opportunity to let that nigga know, man, like, yo, bro, I need answers, bro. You just throw your headphones on and don't say shit. Like, that is ego. Like, that is... maybe it's just the way you built. I don't know. I don't know. In your head, it makes sense. Maybe you not, you know, in your heart of hearts, you're not an egotistical dude like that. But how it comes off, that shit looks extremely arrogant. Extremely arrogant. And nonchalant. Especially considering all of the fucking antics and riffraff you've caused over the past year and a half. When you could have let that shit be known, bro. Like, this shit is bothering my soul. The first comment I saw was this shit may as well have been Tyson Fury versus Malik Scott. And I saw that was before they even I saw that comment while they still had the fucking the banner and the flyer up as a screenshot on the fucking on the screen. And you just sit there. I don't get you cats, man. I really like don't. I don't. And anybody condoning that bullshit. That shit was whack, bro. That shit was corny as a motherfucker. And niggas is just really like gonna enable that nigga that. No. No. You ain't got no OGs in your corner to really, like, nah, homie. That's why you turned down a few of the trainers that reached out to you, because you know they was gonna get on your ass about certain shit. That shit ain't flying over here, my nigga. No, you can't do it the way you want to do it. Your way got you here. To the point where you're a challenger now. You're not the champion anymore. Your way got you to be a challenger. I'm about to make you a champion again. You don't want that. Because you want somebody to pet you and stroke your ego. And that shit is that much more radiant after seeing this press conference. And the fact that the nigga is allowing himself to be subjugated to that speaks to his character. I don't know if he's one of them dudes who just wants the best out of his homeboy. But goddamn, to that degree, I'm going to let you subjugate me so I can be, so it can put you in a positive light, in a positive manner. But somehow, you get all the love and admiration in the world for this, for this shit, but whatever, all right, cool. I'll take that shot on the chin. All right, cool. What you want me to do? All right, cool. I'll talk to the press for you. I'll talk to the press for you, boss. You better than Ali. I hate to see, I hate to see men in a docile position, because I was once that nigga who was just docile and just, I didn't want to kick up no dust, and I was that nigga at a point in time. And it got me really embarrassed. It put me in positions to where I questioned my own manhood after the fact. Even during the fact, I'm questioning, man, how real life should go there with this nigga. But I feel like it's I gave some sort of moral cool point if I just allow this nigga to be, to just show me in some little bitch ass manner. I get cool points with that. You dig? I get morally I'm the better man if I don't stoop to his level. I just bite my tongue and just breathe in, breathe out. We'll be over this situation in the next few minutes. I've called myself to be in some embarrassing, compromising positions because of that shit. That's how Malik Scott looks right now. That's how he looks. This man is real life checking your manhood. Stop, Yada. Don't do that, babies. Don't do that. Dude is really is calling his manhood into question, man. And it's just, as a warrior, you should know better. As a modern day gladiator, you should know better. You should know, nah, man. I can't allow myself to be. I can't allow myself to this level of to stoop to this level of sucker shit. Man, get out of that sunken place, homie. There's plenty of other fighters out there who can use your expertise. Because you actually do have Wilder looking good. but at what cost? Peace.